Today, my neighbour is preparing to build a house and has placed construction sand near my home for the workers. I arrived just as the truck finished unloading it. The moment I saw those grains, a strange idea came to mind. First, I asked for a little sand. After getting the sand, I brought out a mini gas stove. But I am not going to cook with it. What do you think these grains are still missing? I place the sand in an old pan, then heat it to remove the moisture trapped inside. This is the most important step of the day. If the sand is still damp, the grains can stick together, form clumps, and make the mechanism behind this project work inconsistently. In a professional setup, a drying device could control the temperature more accurately. But today, I only have this mini gas stove, so I will keep stirring the sand to distribute the heat evenly and help the moisture escape faster. Once the sand is dry, I turn off the stove and set it aside. Next, I need a small metal tube. I will modify this part to match the idea that is slowly taking shape. If the sand grains are the main material, this metal tube will help guide them in the correct direction. At first glance, it is just an ordinary tube. But in a small DIY mechanism, a slight mistake in size, shape, or installation position can completely change the final result. That is why I need to cut and grind this part as accurately as possible. I begin shaping the metal tube with an angle grinder. First, I cut away the unnecessary sections to create the form required for the structure. Then I use the grinder again to smooth the metal edges. This step needs to be done carefully. If the cut is off-center, the tube will be difficult to install in the correct position. If the edges remain sharp or uneven, they may affect the joint in the next step. I inspect each edge, grind down the areas that are not even, and make the part cleaner and more precise. Even though it is only a small tube, it must be accurately shaped so it can connect securely to the main body of the project. After finishing the metal tube, I need a PVC pipe coupling. First, I make a hole in the wall of the coupling so the metal tube can pass through it. The hole must be the right size. If it is too wide, the joint will be loose and difficult to secure. If it is too small, the metal tube will not pass through or the plastic may crack. I insert the tube slowly and adjust it until it sits in the correct position inside the PVC coupling. Once the two parts are joined, they create an internal passage through the mechanism. The shape of the project is becoming clearer, but its real purpose has not appeared yet. Once the two parts are in position, I use adhesive to secure the joint. This connection must be strong enough to prevent movement. Next, I need an end cap that fits the PVC pipe coupling. This section must be sealed so air cannot enter or escape through unwanted gaps. The cap helps direct the airflow along the intended path when the mechanism operates. Even a small leak can reduce pressure and lower the efficiency of the entire system. That is why the cap needs to fit the coupling tightly. Now I return to the sand that has been dried. I need to sift it carefully, remove stones and larger impurities, and keep only the small, uniform grains. Oversized grains can block the passage. Damp grains can stick together. Small, dry, and evenly sized grains will move much more consistently. I want to keep particles measuring approximately 0.05 to 0.25 millimeters. In surface preparation, fine and uniform granular material like this has a specific name. Do you know what it is? Leave your answer in the comments. After the sifting stage is complete, I need a container for the fine sand. Here, I have a small plastic bottle. The important detail is that the bottle opening fits the PVC pipe coupling I will use. I place the prepared sand inside the bottle. The bottle keeps the material contained before it is connected to the main mechanism. Its small opening fits tightly into the PVC coupling, making assembly simpler while helping prevent sand from spilling at the connection point. Now I insert the bottle opening into the end of the PVC pipe coupling. Because the fit is tight, the bottle can remain stable without becoming loose or shifting. The final component is a handheld compressed air blowgun. It opens, closes, and directs the airflow, acting as the control mechanism for the entire system. When I pull the trigger, air moves through the body and carries the sand grains from inside the bottle. If everything has been assembled correctly, the result will appear very soon. What do you think this homemade tool will be used for? I have a steel window frame at home that is heavily rusted. I bring the tool to the metal surface and begin the test. As soon as I pull the trigger, the airflow carries the small sand grains from inside the bottle and blasts them onto the rust. The rust begins to break away, revealing cleaner metal underneath. And yes, what we have just created is a homemade mini sandblasting gun. The result is better than I expected. From a little construction sand, a metal tube, a PVC pipe coupling, a plastic bottle, and a compressed air blowgun, we created a tool that can help remove rust from metal surfaces. The most interesting part is that an ordinary material can become useful when it is placed inside the right mechanism. However, sandblasting creates a large amount of fine dust, so work in a well-ventilated area and protect your eyes and respiratory system carefully. I may need to thank my neighbour for letting me use a little sand. What else do you think this tool could clean? If you found the project useful, please like, share and subscribe for more DIY ideas.